Look at these two men for a moment. They live in the same quiet suburban neighborhood. They began with roughly the same amount of savings, but 10 years later, their lives have gone in completely different directions. Daniel is 34, tired, stressed, and almost back to zero. 10 years ago, he wanted to build something exciting. He wanted a business people would admire, something modern, stylish, and impressive. So he borrowed heavily and opened a boutique restaurant in a crowded, competitive market. It looked good from the outside. Friends praised him. Social media made it seem successful. But behind the scenes, the rent was high, staff kept leaving, food costs kept rising, and customer tastes changed faster than he could adapt. Today, the restaurant is closed, and Daniel is trying to rebuild his life from the beginning. Arthur is 65. He chose a very different path. When he retired, he bought a small coin laundromat on a quiet street corner. It was not glamorous. Nobody envied him at family dinners. Some friends even laughed and called it boring. But over the same 10 years, while trendy restaurants came and went, Arthur's simple laundromat kept producing steady income month after month. It helped pay off his mortgage, supported his grandchildren's education, and now brings in thousands of dollars regularly, even when he is at home, resting, or asleep. So why does this happen? Why do so many plain, ordinary businesses create more stable wealth than businesses that look exciting from the outside? From years of studying small, practical business models, I can tell you this: real wealth often hides inside boring needs. In a world obsessed with tech startups, artificial intelligence, and companies burning money for future promises, many people forget one basic rule. The most dependable value is usually found in what people need every day, not what looks impressive. Arthur understood something Daniel missed. People wash clothes in good times and bad. People need water, shelter, storage, waste removal, repairs, and simple local services, whether the economy is booming or struggling. These needs do not disappear just because trends change. So if you are retired, approaching your later years, or simply tired of trading all your time for a paycheck, this is the kind of thinking that can change your future. We are going to look at 12 boring businesses that are simple to understand, lower in risk than many flashy ventures, often require little physical labor, and can be especially suitable for older adults who want steady, realistic income. As we count down from 12 to 1, you will begin to see a pattern. The smartest opportunity is not always the one that gets applause. Sometimes, it is the quiet little machine, service, or system that solves a basic problem again and again. So ask yourself this: are you still chasing a business that looks glamorous? Or are you ready to build something simple, steady, and useful enough to pay you for years? Let's begin. Business 12. Specialized ice and water vending. Let's begin with a product so simple that most people overlook it completely: frozen water. When people hear the words vending machine business, they usually imagine hauling boxes of soda, restocking chips, checking expiration dates, and driving around in the heat hoping nothing melts or spoils. That sounds tiring, especially for someone who wants a simple business in retirement or later in life. But ice and water vending works differently. With a specialized ice and water vending machine, you are not constantly buying and carrying inventory. The machine creates the product by itself. It connects to local water and electricity, filters the water, freezes it into ice, bags it, and sells it to customers around the clock. That is what makes this model so interesting. A compact modern machine, like the Nasher ZD160 or similar equipment, can do most of the hard work without you standing there all day. Customers come when they need ice or clean water, and the machine handles the transaction. Now look at the simple numbers. To produce a large 20-pound bag of ice, the cost of water, electricity, and packaging may be around 25 to 40 cents. That same bag can often sell for $2 to $3 to $3.50. That leaves a very strong gross profit margin, often in the range of 84% to 90%. A well-placed machine in a medium traffic location, such as near a park, boat ramp, campground, gas station, or busy roadside area, may produce around $1,200 to $2,400 or more in monthly net profit. And with newer machines, you can often check sales, filter status, and machine performance remotely from a phone or tablet. The practical lesson is simple. For older adults, this is attractive because it does not depend on heavy physical labor every day. There is no food inventory to spoil, no shelves to constantly restock, and no need to stand behind a counter. The machine takes a small, everyday need and turns it into a repeatable convenience business. The secret is not selling something complicated. The secret is placing a simple product where people already need it. And if one machine works well, 2 or 3 machines can quietly become a serious income stream. Sometimes the best business is not the one that sounds impressive. Sometimes it is just a machine that freezes water and gets paid again and again. Business 11. Private mailbox rentals. Now imagine owning a rental business where your tenants never call you about broken toilets, damaged walls, noisy neighbors, or leaking roofs. They pay every month, they rarely bother you, and each rental space is only a few inches wide. That is the basic idea behind private mailbox rentals. This business works almost like small-scale real estate. You rent or lease a modest commercial space, install a secure wall of physical mailboxes, and rent those boxes to small business owners, online sellers, freelancers, remote workers, and people who need a professional mailing address. Unlike normal tenants, mailbox customers do not live in your space. They do not wear out flooring, damage kitchens, or create big maintenance problems. They simply need a reliable place to receive mail and packages. Here is the general financial picture of an independent mailbox store. Startup capital may range from around $20,000 to $100,000, depending on the location, lease, build-out, and the type of mailbox system installed. A typical independent mailbox store may generate around $200,000 per year in revenue. After paying rent, utilities, and regular operating costs, an owner may be left with about $75,000 in discretionary cash flow. And the income can become even stronger when you add simple services that customers already need, such as printing, basic packaging, shipping supplies, notary services, or small office support. These add-ons do not usually require heavy labor, but they can increase the value of every customer who walks through the door. Modern mailroom software can also make the operation smoother. With a simple scan, packages can be logged, and customers can be notified automatically when something arrives. The practical lesson is that this business is built on sticky recurring revenue. Once a business owner uses your mailbox as the registered address for an LLC, website, or official paperwork, they usually do not want to change it. Changing a business address can be annoying, slow, and full of administrative headaches. That means many customers may keep paying $30 to $50 a month for a long time. For older adults who want a business with structure, repeat customers, and limited physical strain, private mailbox rentals can be a quiet but powerful model. You do not need to own a giant building to act like a landlord. Sometimes, a wall of small metal boxes is enough to create dependable retirement income. Business 10. Peer-to-peer storage. Now take a look around your own property. Do you have an empty garage bay, a dry basement, a clean shed, or an unused corner of land that is simply sitting there? Many people do, and they never think of it as an asset. But unused space can become monthly income. The self-storage industry in the United States is very profitable, with an average net profit margin of around 41%, one of the strongest margins in commercial real estate. The problem is that building a full storage facility usually requires millions of dollars, zoning approval, construction work, permits, and a lot of management. Peer-to-peer storage gives ordinary homeowners a much simpler entry point. Instead of building a large storage facility, you rent out space you already have through online platforms. A neighbor may need a place to store seasonal equipment, furniture, tools, a motorcycle, a small boat, or even a vintage car. Your empty garage or shed can become the solution. The economics are very clean. Startup costs can be close to zero because you already own or control the space. Operating expenses are also very low because you are not renting another building, hiring staff, or paying for a separate facility. Retention can be strong because once someone stores heavy furniture, large equipment, or a spare vehicle in your space, they usually do not want to move it again unless they truly need to. Moving bulky items takes time, effort, and planning. The practical lesson is that this model is especially friendly for seniors because it uses an asset already available. You are not starting from scratch. You are simply turning dead space into a monthly payment. Of course, the space should be clean, dry, secure, and clearly organized. A basic keypad lock, simple written agreement, and good communication can make the arrangement easier and safer. This is not a flashy business. Nobody brags at dinner about renting out half a garage, but quiet income does not need applause. If your unused space can help pay your property taxes, insurance, or monthly bills, then your home is no longer just a place to live. It becomes a small income-producing asset. So the question is simple. Will that empty space keep collecting dust, or will you let it start earning? Business 9. In-home and remote bookkeeping. Every town is full of skilled tradespeople and small business owners. Plumbers, electricians, roofers, landscapers, cleaners, mechanics, and local shop owners all have one thing in common. Many of them dislike paperwork. They may be excellent at their trade, but after a long day of physical work, the last thing they want to do is sort receipts, match bank transactions, organize invoices, reconcile accounts, and prepare their books for tax season. That is where remote bookkeeping becomes valuable. You do not need to be a certified public accountant to offer basic bookkeeping services. You are not replacing a tax professional or financial advisor. Your role is to help small businesses stay organized month after month. With a laptop, basic bookkeeping knowledge, and cloud software like QuickBooks or similar tools, you can help categorize expenses, track income, organize receipts, and keep the numbers clean. The business numbers can be very attractive for a solo operator working from home. Startup costs may be less than $500 if you already have a computer and only need software, training, or basic tools. Small local businesses may pay between $500 and $1,500 per month for someone reliable to manage their monthly books. Net profit margins can often exceed 50% to 80% because there is very little overhead. You do not need a storefront, inventory, vehicles, or employees to begin. If you build a small base of just 5 steady clients, that can become $2,500 to $7,500 a month in predictable recurring income, often with fewer than 15 hours of work per week once systems are in place. The practical lesson is that bookkeeping rewards patience, discipline, accuracy, and consistency. These are qualities many older adults have built over a lifetime. For someone who is organized, detail-oriented, and comfortable using a computer, this can be a respected, low-stress business that keeps the mind active while creating strong monthly income. You do not need to lift heavy equipment or stand outside in the heat to earn well. Sometimes the most valuable service in town is simply helping hardworking people stay organized, avoid financial chaos, and understand where their money is going. Business 8. Mobile home park investing, lot rental. What if you could be a landlord, but in a much simpler way? Instead of owning the homes, repairing the roofs, fixing the toilets, and replacing damaged flooring, your tenants own the buildings, and you rent them the land underneath. That is the quiet power of mobile home park investing. In a traditional apartment building, maintenance can quietly drain your profits year after year. If a pipe breaks, the landlord pays. If a tenant damages the drywall, the landlord pays. If appliances fail, the landlord pays again. These capital expenses are one of the biggest reasons many rental properties look profitable on paper, but feel stressful in real life. A mobile home park works differently. In this model, you generally own the land, the lots, and the basic utility infrastructure, such as water lines, sewer connections, and electrical access. The tenants own their actual manufactured homes. That means they are usually responsible for maintaining their own roofs, plumbing, interiors, and many day-to-day repairs. This is why experienced real estate investors often respect this boring asset class. The operating expense ratio is often around 35% to 45% of gross revenue, compared with 50% to 60% for many conventional apartment properties, mainly because there is far less building maintenance. Tenant loyalty can also be surprisingly strong. Moving a mobile home from one park to another may cost $5,000 to $10,000, and it is not a simple weekend job. Because of that, tenants often stay for years, and annual turnover can be under 5%. Mobile home parks can also offer attractive cap rates, ranging from around 5.5% in major markets to over 9% in stable rural areas, depending on location, management, and condition. The practical lesson is clear. For retirees who want real estate income without constant repair calls, mobile home parks can offer a more peaceful path. You are not trying to manage luxury apartments with expensive finishes. You are providing affordable lots and basic infrastructure that people need to live. And that is why this model is powerful. Stable income does not always come from owning the fanciest property. Sometimes it comes from owning the simple foundation that supports everyday housing. Business 7. Automated teller machine, ATM, routes. Every time you walk into a local bar, a convenience store, a cash-only diner, or a busy event venue, you may notice a quiet gray machine sitting in the corner. Most people walk past it without thinking twice. But to a practical business owner, that ATM can be a small cash flow machine. The ATM business is simple to understand. You buy a secure commercial ATM, place it in a location with regular foot traffic, load it with cash, and earn a small surcharge every time someone withdraws money. That fee is usually around $2.50 to $4 per transaction. The beauty of this model is that the machine does the work automatically. You are not selling food, handling customers all day, or managing employees. You are simply providing convenient access to cash in places where people may need it quickly. Now let's look at the basic numbers. A new commercial ATM may cost around $2,500 to $3,000. You may also need around $5,000 to $10,000 in starting vault cash to load into the machine. If a machine is placed in a strong location and processes around 150 transactions per month, it may net roughly $300 to $700 in monthly cash flow after processing fees. In many cases, the machine can pay back its purchase cost within 6 to 18 months, depending on transaction volume and location quality. One smart way to secure good locations is to partner with local business owners. You can offer them a small commission, such as 50 cents per transaction, in exchange for providing the space, electricity, and a safe place for the machine. The practical lesson is that an ATM route can be manageable for older adults because it does not require full-time labor. You may only need to visit the machine occasionally to refill cash and check that everything is working properly. A small route can often be managed in just a few hours per week. This is a self-contained business with no employees, no perishable inventory, and direct cash flow. It teaches a simple wealth principle. Steady income is often built by collecting small fees repeatedly, not by chasing one big risky payday. Business 6. Service coordination agencies, the arbitrage model. What if you could own a local service business, such as house cleaning, window washing, lawn care, or junk removal, without doing the physical work yourself? That is the idea behind a service coordination agency, often called the arbitrage model. Most people think that if you start a cleaning business, you must be the person scrubbing floors. If you start a junk removal business, you must be the one lifting heavy boxes. But many successful operators do not do the labor. They coordinate the job. In this model, you become the bridge between customers who need a service and reliable independent contractors who can perform that service. Here is how it works. First, you create a simple, professional website using an easy website builder. Second, you run local ads or post in community groups to find homeowners who need regular services, such as cleaning, window washing, or small home tasks. Third, when a customer books a job for $200, you send that job to an experienced, vetted independent contractor and pay them a fixed rate, such as $130. The $70 difference is your profit for finding the customer, coordinating the schedule, collecting payment, and making sure the job is completed properly. Because startup costs can be low, often under $2,000 for basic marketing and a booking platform, the profit margins can be strong. Many service coordination agencies operate with net margins around 20% to 35%. The practical lesson is that this model can be a good fit for older adults because it depends more on communication, organization, follow-up, and basic computer skills than physical strength. You do not need to carry tools, climb ladders, or clean houses yourself. You can manage bookings, customer messages, payments, and contractor schedules from home using a laptop or tablet. This business also teaches an important idea. You do not always have to do the hardest part of the work to own the business. Sometimes your value is in solving the customer's scheduling problem, finding trustworthy help, and making the process smooth for everyone. Business 5. Small-scale tool and equipment rental. Have you ever needed a special tool for one project, such as a powerful pressure washer, carpet cleaner, log splitter, concrete saw, or dump trailer, and then realized it would cost hundreds or thousands of dollars to buy? Most homeowners do not want to purchase expensive equipment they will only use once or twice a year. Contractors also prefer to rent certain tools when they only need them for a short job. That habit creates a simple business opportunity. Small-scale tool and equipment rental is an asset-backed business you can start from home. Instead of selling a service, you own useful equipment and rent it out to people who need it temporarily. A common rule in the rental industry is that the daily rental rate should be roughly 1% to 2% of the equipment's purchase price. Let's use a dump trailer as an example. You buy a strong, durable dump trailer for around $7,000. You rent it to landscapers, roofers, homeowners, or people doing cleanouts for $100 to $130 per day. If that trailer is rented just 12 days per month, it can generate more than $1,200 in gross monthly revenue. At that pace, the trailer may pay for itself in less than 6 months. And if it is well maintained, a steel trailer can last 10 to 15 years. Once the original cost is recovered, much of the income from future rentals can become high-margin profit, while you still own the physical asset. The practical lesson is that this business gives you something tangible. Even if you stop renting the equipment, you still have an item that may hold resale value in the used market. For retirees, this can be a simple driveway-based model if managed carefully. Customers reserve the equipment, pick it up, return it, and pay for the rental period. With clear rules, deposits, maintenance checks, and proper agreements, it can become a steady local income stream. Instead of leaving money only in unpredictable markets, this model turns useful equipment into an asset that can pay rent every week. Business 4. Automated pool route, coordination and CRM. Let's talk about swimming pools. To most families, a pool means summer afternoons, children playing, weekend barbecues, and a place to relax. But to a practical business owner, a swimming pool represents something much more important: recurring monthly income. Why? Because a pool cannot be ignored for long. Under hot weather, water chemistry changes quickly. If a homeowner leaves it alone for even a couple of weeks, clear water can turn cloudy, green, and unhealthy. Algae can spread, mosquitoes can appear, and the pool can become expensive to fix. So pool cleaning is not just a luxury service. For many homeowners, it is basic maintenance that protects a costly investment. That is why a pool cleaning route can be one of the more stable service businesses in warm climates. And today, you do not necessarily have to be the person driving around all day, testing chlorine, brushing walls, and carrying supplies. With service management tools like Quote IQ, Pool Dial, or similar CRM software, you can organize customers, schedule routes, collect payments, and manage the business from home. Now let's look at how the numbers can work. A well-trained technician can often service 10 to 14 pools in a day. A regular Tuesday route with 16 pools may bring in around $2,480 a month in recurring revenue. On that route, the chemical cost may be around $3.30 per pool, fuel may be about $38, and labor may take around 8.5 hours. When the route is planned correctly, that can leave a strong margin, sometimes around 62% on that route day. If you hire a reliable technician and manage the office side through software, you can handle billing, route planning, customer communication, and review requests while keeping a steady 15 to 25% net profit margin as the owner. The practical lesson here is route density. In local service businesses, wasted driving time kills profit. When jobs are grouped tightly in the same neighborhood, your technician spends less time on the road and more time doing paid work. That saves fuel, labor, and frustration. For older adults, this model can be attractive because the owner's role is not necessarily physical. The important work is organization, customer service, scheduling, and quality control. You are not inventing a complicated new technology. You are applying simple modern tools to an old-fashioned service people already need. Business 3. Niche B2B wholesaling, traditional goods. When most people think about starting an online business, they imagine selling fashionable products, electronics, beauty items, or trendy gadgets. They picture social media ads, fancy branding, and competing with thousands of sellers online. But away from all that noise, Many quiet business owners make excellent money selling things that sound completely boring. Packing tape, cardboard boxes, shipping supplies, cleaning products, paper goods, gloves, bags, or other everyday business materials. This is the world of niche B2B wholesaling. B2B means business to business. Instead of selling one item at a time to individual consumers, you source useful products in bulk and sell them to other businesses that need those supplies to operate every day. There are several reasons this model can be powerful. First, you do not need glamorous marketing. Businesses are not usually buying because of emotion, celebrity influence, or beautiful packaging. They care about dependable supply, fair wholesale pricing, and delivery that arrives when promised. Second, order sizes can be much larger. A regular consumer may buy one roll of tape or one box of supplies. But a warehouse, shipping company, manufacturer, cleaning company, or local retail chain may buy hundreds or thousands of units every month. Third, the relationship can last for years. Once a business depends on your supplies in its daily operations, it usually does not want to keep changing vendors over a tiny price difference. Reliability often matters more than saving a few cents. The practical lesson is that older adults can approach this business as a wholesale broker instead of trying to run a warehouse. You can negotiate pricing with manufacturers or distributors, communicate with local business clients, take orders from your computer, and arrange drop shipping directly to the customer. That means you may never need to touch the inventory yourself. This model teaches a lesson I have seen again and again. Real business wealth is often made by supplying what other businesses need, not by chasing whatever looks exciting this month. Packing materials, cleaning supplies, and basic industrial goods may not impress anyone at a dinner party, but they help other businesses keep working. And when your product becomes part of their routine, your income can become steady and repeatable. Business 2, ebook and template digital downloads. So far, we have talked about several businesses built around physical assets: machines, routes, real estate, equipment, and local services. But what if you want something with no storefront, no landlord, no inventory, no delivery truck, and no packages to ship? That is where ebook and template digital downloads become interesting. Every person has experience that someone else would find useful. Maybe you spent 30 years managing projects, caring for a garden, cooking for a family, doing woodworking, raising animals, running an office, repairing things, or organizing a household budget. To you, those skills may feel normal because you have used them for years. But to a beginner, your clear step-by-step knowledge can be valuable. A digital product simply packages that knowledge into a useful file. It could be a short PDF guide, an Excel budget tracker, a meal planning sheet, a garden planner, a checklist, a printable template, a woodworking plan, or a simple instructional workbook. You create it once, then sell it again and again. The economics of digital products are difficult to ignore. Startup costs can be very low, often around $0 to $50 if you use basic design tools. The cost of goods sold is essentially 0%, because sending another copy of a digital file costs almost nothing. Net profit margins can be very high because there is no physical product to manufacture, store, or ship. The sales process can also be automated. Platforms such as Etsy, Amazon Kindle, Gumroad, or similar marketplaces can host the file, process payments, and deliver the download to customers 24 hours a day. The practical lesson is that your life experience is a form of intellectual property. Many older adults underestimate what they know because it feels ordinary to them. But what feels ordinary after decades of experience may be exactly what a beginner is searching for. By writing down your best systems, templates, instructions, or lessons, you can turn past experience into a small digital asset that can keep selling while you sleep. Instead of only working for a paycheck, you allow your knowledge to work for you. Business 1. Micro SaaS and automation portals for local shops. Now we arrive at number 1, and this final model connects many of the ideas we have discussed. It is called micro SaaS and local service automation. SaaS means software as a service. Many people hear that phrase and immediately think of huge technology companies, big engineering teams, venture capital, and complicated platforms. But micro SaaS is different. It is usually a small, simple software tool that solves one specific problem for a specific group of customers. And some of the best customers are ordinary local businesses. Think about the barbers, dog groomers, small mechanics, electricians, cleaners, tutors, repair shops, and local service providers in your town. Many of them are excellent at their work, but they struggle with online booking, appointment reminders, deposits, customer follow-ups, and payment collection. That problem creates an opportunity. You do not have to be a professional programmer to participate in this kind of business. You can partner with a freelance developer, license white-label software, or use existing tools and package them into a simple booking portal for local shops. Your job is to bring basic automation to traditional business owners who do not want to build it themselves. Now look at the power of the model. You can charge each shop a small monthly fee, often around $50 to $150, for access to the booking portal or automation system. If you sign up just 30 local shops in your area, that can become $1,500 to $4,500 per month in recurring software revenue. Retention can be strong because once a business puts your booking system on its website and customers start using it, canceling becomes inconvenient. Removing the system can disrupt appointments, reminders, payments, and daily scheduling. The practical lesson is simple. You do not need to create the next giant technology company to benefit from software. You only need to solve a small, painful, repetitive problem for a group of local businesses. For older adults who are comfortable communicating, organizing, and helping local business owners, this model can be powerful. You become the trusted person who brings simple automation to people who are too busy serving customers to figure it out themselves. In today's economy, some of the best opportunities come from building small digital bridges for very ordinary businesses. Conclusion: the silent wealth. We have now explored 12 boring, practical, unglamorous businesses. We looked at ice vending, mailbox rentals, unused garages, bookkeeping, mobile home lots, ATM routes, service coordination, equipment rental, pool routes, B2B supplies, digital downloads, and simple local software. None of these businesses sound flashy. Most of them will never appear on the front page of a technology magazine. They may not impress people at a fancy dinner. They may not get loud applause on social media. But that is exactly the point. Think back to Daniel and Arthur. Daniel chased glamour. He chased attention, status, and the feeling of building something exciting. But the business he chose came with high expenses, heavy competition, constant stress, and very little room for mistakes. In the end, the business controlled him instead of freeing him. Arthur chose the boring path. He chose a simple, repeatable business that solved an everyday problem. He did not care whether people admired it. He cared whether it produced steady cash flow. And because of that, he gained something far more valuable than applause: control over his time. That is the real lesson. Wealth is not always loud. Wealth is not always fancy. Wealth is the peace that comes from knowing your bills are covered, your family is more secure, and your income does not depend entirely on your physical labor every single day. For anyone in their golden years, or anyone tired of the corporate treadmill, the message is clear. Stop believing every good opportunity has to be exciting. Look around your own neighborhood. Notice the basic problems people need solved again and again. Look at the simple services, the useful machines, the storage spaces, the local business needs, and the small systems other people ignore. Because hidden inside those boring problems may be the most realistic path to financial freedom. So I want to leave you with one final question. Will your next business become another stressful job that only pays when you show up? Or will it become a quiet machine that keeps working even while you sleep? Thank you for watching Farmyard Care. If this video helped you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs a practical path towards steadier income. And tell me in the comments, which of these 12 boring businesses would you consider starting first? Until next time, stay quiet, stay disciplined, and keep building your silent wealth.